Hi guys, how you doing? I'm sitting at Caribou now doing my homework, so excuse the sound of the push machine in the background. But for this forum, the main point of it, to summarize it, is just looking at the issue in terms of assistive technology for people with severe developmental disabilities. And so the main, I believe it's 6 categories, is high versus low technology, the issue of fidelity, collateral effects, newly established behaviors that can be seen with the use of assistive technology, response efficiency, so response time that it takes person, and then the intensity of the treatment for people with severe developmental disabilities. And so I focused on high versus low technology. And I think one thing that they really are pushing for within this article is the need to look more and compare high versus low technology, especially for the funding for a lot of schools, because high technology can be, Prolico, I believe that's how it's pronounced, it can be super expensive. And so looking at whether or not it's worth having all that funding towards it, or if there's more needed funding, et cetera, et cetera. So the article talks about how we often assume that higher technology can be better, but in the end it really goes back to the desires of the individual learner. And so 2 areas that they compared was that high technology, so that Prolico, could be more distracting for the student. They could close out their iPad, go to different apps, but at the same time it can also be motivating. It's cool, it's new, it's something that they can carry around, and it's easier than maybe for some students some of those boards where you have to Velcro on and you have to find it, or not lose the Velcro pieces, which I think is typical for a lot of my students. But yeah, I thought that this was really applicable with my age group. I work with kindergarten through 2nd grade, and this is right when my kiddos are starting to get introduced to it. And I have 2 students that are kind of comparable within this. I have one student who has a TBI, and so he mouths everything, likes to throw things, fling things. He really loves when things spin. And so for him, I find that the iPad would be better. It's more durable if we put a good case on it, and he's satisfied by the sound that the technology makes when it responds to what he's saying. So if he types on the word, it says it back to him, and he likes that because he can't verbalize as well. Meanwhile, I have another student who just gets distracted by the technology. He constantly wants to be playing on his apps, and sees that as just a job, and would rather communicate in other ways, because it's taking him away from his games. So it's really down to the student. But yeah, really interesting article. I think it's really applicable, especially within our classrooms, and I'm glad to take the time to read it.